Hey everyone, welcome to another video. In this video I'm gonna be trying some new makeup that I just bought. I'm just gonna get ready and share some of my first impression thoughts. So I'm very excited about that. Let's get right into the video. So if you haven't been on my channel before, my name is Marley and I love making YouTube videos about makeup and beauty. I love doing looks, swatches, reviews, will I buy it videos, all those kinds of things. So if that sounds good to you, then don't forget to subscribe. I usually upload about 2 to 3 videos a week and I would love to see you again on my channel. So actually, I'm pretty excited about these products because I'm gonna be trying some cream cheeks. If you've kind of watched my Will I Buy It videos, if you've kind of followed me for a bit longer, then you might know that I've never really tried cream cheeks. I thought that they probably would not work for me because I don't wear foundation and I like the fact that a powder, bronzer or blush kind of smooths out the skin. But I've been kind of warming up to the idea of a cream. It's like the hype now, it's all the rage, everybody is using creams, so I just want to give it a shot. So I bought some kind of affordable cream products that I want to try out in this video. Actually, the first thing I'm gonna be using today is the Blue Moon eyeshadow palette by Colourpop. This one isn't new at all. This has been out for so long, but I just never got it because I just wasn't that much into colorful eyeshadows. I just wasn't that much into blue eyeshadow for the longest time, but now I really am. I love blue eyeshadow, so I thought it was about time that I tried this one because so many people tell me that this is such a nice one and I think the colors in this one are just really pretty. Just this really nice undertone that I think I will really like. I mean, this kind of has a cool toned blue undertone. I also matched my shirt today. I was like, I'm gonna do blue. Let's wear some blue. Let's do some matching. So yeah, let's dig into this palette. So I zoomed you in a little bit. Let's apply some eyeshadow primer. I always use the same one by Ethos. It's a Dutch drugstore. You can't really get it anywhere, but I just have the most finicky oily eyelids to ever exist, so I'm gonna stick to what I know for this part. So if you're Dutch and you have really oily eyelids, then I would recommend the Ethos eye primer, but otherwise I'm sorry. I also set my eyeshadow primer a little bit with some translucent powder because that just makes it last throughout the day. If I don't do this, then my eyeshadow will crease no matter what the quality. So let's see, there are so many pretty shades in this palette. I think I'm gonna go in with the shade Starry Eyed first, and I'm just gonna take a crease brush and work that into the crease. I'm just slowly building this up. This doesn't have to be too perfect. We're gonna deepen this up later. There definitely was a time in my life that I was like, blue eyeshadow doesn't look good on me. And now I'm really into it. That is looking nice and vibrant. Let's do the same on the other eye over here. Just blending that in. I actually got this eyeshadow palette when there was free worldwide shipping at Colourpop. I really like it when they do that because under a certain amount you don't have to pay taxes in the Netherlands. But I did hear that they were gonna change that and I made use of that a lot. I sometimes just bought one thing and accepted the higher shipping and then it was okay because I didn't have to pay taxes, but those days are over, sadly enough. So that is the first shade called Starry Eyed. Now let's get into the next shade. I think I'm gonna go into the shade called Fine China. This is such a beautiful bright blue. I love the undertone of that. So I'm just gonna pick up a little bit and see how it goes. Oh, that's so pretty. That's such a nice shade. I love that shade. It's a bit powdery in the pan, but that's okay. That actually really blended easily and that doesn't always happen with blue eyeshadow. Now let's do the same over here. Just deepening up the outer corner, deepening up the crease. Okay, so far these seem really easy to work with. I have no complaints. I think now first I just want to apply a shimmer to the lid and see how that goes. I think I'm gonna first use the shade Tide Pool and then I want to put a little bit of this shade more in the inner corner, the shade called Billie Jean. So I'm just going to pick up Tide Pool with my finger. Once again, this is such a beautiful shade. That's a really nice color. This just makes me think of summer. This particular shade of blue is just so bright and fun and summery. That went on so easily, so smooth. Now I'm gonna go into the shade Billie Jean, and this is more of a jean blue, kind of a grayish cool tone blue. It has maybe a slight purpley undertone. That's really pretty. I feel like this one has a little bit more texture, and I like to have that option in an eyeshadow palette. I really like this look so far. And now I think I wanna try the shade Clued In, this more dark blue, and I wanna use that as my liner. So I'm just gonna take a flat brush and see how that goes. For the longest time I just didn't have a navy blue in my collection, but I think it's a great shade to have, even to use in more like natural neutral looks, because it's a little bit less harsh than a black, but it can give you some definition. I really like the pigment that this has. Of course I don't really know exactly how it's gonna blend if I use it like this, but so far I really like it. I think especially if our makeup tastes change throughout the years, we can go back to older palettes and realize that maybe an older palette is the best choice for us, better than a palette that was recently released. I feel like this side is a bit lighter than this side, but that is just my eyelids. Sometimes they just work differently with eyeshadows. I'm just gonna accept this the way it is. Let's move on to the lower lash line. Once again, I'm gonna take a flat brush, but this one is just a little bit more fluffy, and I think I'm just gonna do the same thing that I did on the top. I'm just gonna go in with Starry Eyed again, and then I'm gonna deepen it up with Fine China. So first taking the lighter blue. I already feel like this palette is gonna be a staple in my collection, just because I don't have a blue palette like this with these particular shades, but I do blue looks quite often. So now going into the shade Fine China. My under eyes are always a little bit messy, but don't worry, I'm gonna clean it up. Just really smoking it out with that Fine China shade, like that. I think I'm just gonna take a little bit of the shade Billie Jean, that middle shade, and put that kind of like towards the inner part of the lower lash line. That goes on so easily with a brush. Sometimes I take a shimmer and I try to apply it to my lower lash line, and it just doesn't stick, but this works very well. To finish up this look, I think I'm gonna go into the shade called Lumi. It looks kind of like an iridescent white to blue shade, and I think that's gonna look very nice in the inner corner. I'm just gonna take a pencil brush. That looks really pretty and bright. When you apply it, you really see that bluish shift. Very cool. Okay, so this is the eyeshadow for now. I'm just gonna clean up under my eyes a little bit, put on a mascara. I don't have a new mascara. And then we can move on to the face makeup and try some creams. So this is the eyeshadow all done. Let's move on to the cream cheeks. So first up, I actually bought the Colourpop Soul Body Face and Bronzing Body Balm. Face and Body Bronzing Balm. And I had seen, I thought, some good reviews of this. And I felt like this was a good cheap way to try some creams, like not break the bank if I end up not liking it as I thought. But when I opened this, I was like, I don't know if this is gonna work. Just look at this. It's so warm. It's so dark in comparison to my face. This is so much warmer and darker than other bronzers that I use. Like, I compared them and this is nothing like the other bronzers that I use. But I feel like the pictures on the website and the pictures on the Instagram, they are all made in different types of lighting, and it makes it look so different every time. Like on the Soul Body Instagram, sometimes the pictures are made in sunlight and other times they are not. And sometimes they look more cool and other times they look like bright orange, but you're like, it's in the sunlight, right? So I don't know if this is gonna be the best color for me, but I'm just gonna try it. I can at least see if I like a cream bronzer, if I like a formula. And it's not like I can really like return this or bring this back. So I'm just gonna try it. Let me just swatch it. Maybe it will be okay. Maybe it will work out. Maybe it's not gonna be that dark on my face. So I kind of blended it out on my hand. Maybe it will work if I just take a little bit and apply it really carefully. But honestly, I'm not that into warm tone bronzers. I usually use a really cool tone bronzer. There were even times in my life that I just used a contour powder as my bronzer. So I think I'm just gonna take a little bit of this on a stippling brush and I'm just gonna start and hope for the best. I don't know how much I should take. Let's just start at the back. Maybe it will surprise me and I will love it. I surely hope so. I hope this is gonna work out better than I'm thinking. But I mean, when I saw this, I was scared. It does have quite a strong scent to it. I feel like this is going better than I expected. I don't feel like this is the crazy fail I thought this was gonna be. But maybe that's also because it's cream and I'm using a stippling brush. I feel like a lot of product is actually going into the brush and it makes it like less, how do you call it? It has less coverage when I use a brush like this. I feel like if I keep it light, this might work for me. Let's put a little bit on my forehead and see how that looks. I feel like it's not too pigmented, at least with this brush. I feel like I'm not gonna go overboard too easily. What do you think? How is this looking? Is it looking good? Is it looking too orange on me? I feel like it might work on me. But it is definitely a warm tone bronzer. I would almost see this as kind of like a combination between a bronzer and a blush, because it's so warm. Maybe I can also kind of wear a more cool tone bronzer on top. I'm actually kind of cheating in this video because I actually tried a liquid blush in one of my recent videos where I tried the new Kiko Fruit Explosion. But before that I hadn't tried any creams. Like I kind of half-assed tried a cream blush one time and didn't really give it a chance, and it was like already pretty old and I don't even know if it was a great formula. So I have tried a liquid blush, but this is the first time I'm actually trying a cream bronzer, and I also have a cream blush to try. So I feel like this is pretty buildable. I can definitely build it up. It doesn't look too crazy if I just don't apply too much, I feel. I don't know, maybe I should just leave it alone at this point. I feel like it looks natural enough, but also it's really warm. It's really bronzy, a lot more bronzy than what I usually do, and definitely my skin doesn't turn like orangey when I tan. I have a really cool to neutral undertone and my skin turns kind of not gray but more like reddish brown almost. So I think I'm gonna leave it at that. I definitely don't hate it as much as I thought I would. I kind of like it, but I definitely have to look at it in a bit different lighting, maybe take a photo and see how it looks in the photo, because it's definitely warm and it's definitely a lot warmer than I would usually wear. Yeah, I said that already. I told you that. We know, okay? We know. So for the cream blush, I actually chose a blush stick from the Mood Boost collection from Kiko. This was their limited edition that they had before the Fruit Explosion, kind of like their spring limited edition. And at first I wasn't really that interested in the collection, but the shops opened up again. I could actually look at some stuff in the shop and I was just looking for a nice cream product. I had heard some good things about the Kiko cream cheeks, so I thought this is pretty affordable. Let's just try this one. This one is a 3-in-1 all over stick in the shade 04, and it's kind of like a rosy shade. It's a bit pinky, maybe a bit more pinky than I would usually wear with a really bright blue eye look, but we're just gonna try this today. We're just having some fun with makeup, just trying some things out. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit and blend it out, I think just with the same stippling brush. I feel like it's a bit easy to over blend. I feel like I've gone maybe a little bit too high here, but I do like the shade of that. I do like how that looks. It made everything a bit more pinky. I just feel like I have to practice a little bit with actually blending out and placing these cream products, but I actually like how this looks. Yeah, I feel like I've gone a little bit overboard. I have to be a little bit more precise when blending this out. Usually I use a really small cheek brush because I just have a small face, and if I use a normal sized blush brush, then what will actually happen is that it will go all over my face. So I'm just kind of mixing this together, the cheek, like the blush and the bronzer. That's looking pretty bright on this side, but I do think I actually like this formula. I do think it makes my skin look pretty good. I don't feel like it looks too creamy, and it shows off my imperfections too much, and that was kind of what I was afraid of would happen. Okay, so I don't feel like this is even right now, so I'm just gonna apply a little bit more. Yeah, maybe I should just try a smaller brush. I just feel like this brush is a bit too big for my face, and everything is just going everywhere. But aside from that, I really like this, and I'm starting to feel like I judged cream cheeks too soon, and I didn't really try them. I was just a little bit scared to actually spend money on it and then be disappointed. But I actually really like this so far. I like these formulas. I think it looks very like creamy, summery, natural. It has a nice sheen to it. Let me just see if I can blend it out a little bit with a smaller brush. Yes, this has gotten a bit out of hand. Please ignore that. I'm gonna practice, okay? I promise I'm gonna practice with this. So yeah, here we have it. A cream bronzer and a cream blush. I'm actually wearing creams and I actually like it. Sometimes it's good to try some new things, you know? So I actually don't have a new highlighter to try, but I have a liquid highlighter by Essence that I've really been enjoying. So I thought I would just apply that one and show that off a little bit more in a video, because I just feel like it deserves a bit more attention. I haven't heard a lot of people talking about it, but it's a really nice, affordable liquid highlighter. So this is the highlighter. It's a Glow Glow Go highlighter by Essence. I feel it's like 3 or 4 euros. Is really affordable. It's just a really like a neutral champagne-y shade, really like a basic highlight shade, but I really like how this looks on the cheeks. I feel like this blends in very nicely with the other cheek products. It's not like super beaming, it's just really nice and natural. It gives your skin a glow from within. Just kind of blending that in. That's pretty, right? My cheeks look really nice and glowy right now. I really like this. I was thinking maybe I could put a little bit of powder highlighter on top, but I think I'm just gonna keep it like this. So I actually got another blush I wanted to try, so I think I'm just gonna put a little bit of that on top, and that's a Laura Mercier blush color Infusion in the color Passion Fruit. This one is definitely influenced by Morgan Turner. I saw this in her video and it looked like such a nice glowy pinky blush, and because of her I was like, I'm just gonna try this. So I'm just gonna take a blush brush and I'm just gonna put a little bit on top. Of course that's not gonna completely show off this blush, but I just want to try it a little bit and just see how I feel and kind of set everything in place. Although I don't feel like any of the products I just used felt really like tacky or anything. I feel like this is a nice wearable pink shade. And these are the types of shades that I love to use the most. I like it. I definitely have to try it a little bit more, but I think this looks very pretty. Maybe these cheeks have gotten a little bit out of hand. But I still feel like you can see like that creaminess through it. I still feel like my cheeks look really glowy and shiny and creamy. So I'm just gonna put something in my brows. I also don't have any new brow products, and then we can put on some lipstick. Okay, so first up for lips, I actually bought a Lippie pencil by Colourpop. I'd never tried this formula and I just wanted to see if I would like it. So this is the shade. Ashton. This was part of the cool toned collection with the It's Taupe palette, I believe. I thought that was in this collection, and this is kind of like a cool toned lip liner. But next to that I also bought one of the Kiko Mood Boost Born to Shine lip stylo in the shade 02, but this is kind of like a bright rosy color, and I don't think that's gonna go together very well. But I also don't think this is gonna be the best combination with this eye look. So I thought I would just try this one first on the lips to just see if I like this color, and then do a little bit of a cool toned lip with that lip pencil. So let me just apply this one. I feel like this is gonna look best with a lip liner for sure. Yeah, that's a bit much just like that. That's a bit light and bright maybe to just wear it without a lip liner. Or I think maybe this would be best to kind of combine with another lip shade and maybe put this a little bit in the middle. And it really emphasizes my lip lines. It really emphasizes like the dryness on my lips right now. Okay, this is not looking the best. I don't really love this right now. I just have to try this with a lip liner on a day that my lips maybe aren't so dry. Maybe combine it with some other things, but on its own, like this right now, I'm not in love with it. I thought maybe it was gonna be a little bit more sheer, a little bit more wearable. Yeah, this doesn't look the best. But I do generally like this formula. I have another shade in this formula and I actually really like that. So there's still hope. But right now, like this, in this moment, I don't love it. So let's try the Ashton lip pencil. So this is quite creamy, I feel. More creamy than other lip liners that I've tried. It's quite a nice shade. It's a bit darker than I expected from the photos I saw on the website. I don't feel like it was too creamy to get a nice line, but also right now the lip liner is of course really nice and sharp. The point is still there. I feel like you really notice how well a lip liner works when that isn't the case anymore, especially with this type of lip liner. Although I do think that you can sharpen this one, right? Are these ones sharpenable? I do feel like that is the case. So if you can sharpen it, then it's a bit easier to keep that point, of course. So far I like it. So far I think it's a nice formula and a nice color. Now for the lips, I thought I would take this Catrice Clean ID Ultra High Shine Lipstick. This is a bit newer in my collection, but I really love this formula. It's so nice. It's really nice and shiny. And this is a bit of a cool tone nude, but it's like sheer, so it isn't like too harsh in cool tone, but it still gives you the vibes of that, which I really like. I think this shade is really flattering, at least on my cool undertone. This one just also feels so creamy and comfortable. I also talk about this in my Essence and Catrice a roundup review. There I also like swatch it and everything. This is just such a nice lip formula and it's only like €4. It's so good. So this is the finished look and I'm so happy with this. I'm so impressed by everything that I've tried. I'm just so excited about these products. Even the products that I wasn't too sure about, like the creams, I actually really enjoy. And that goes to show you have to try something before you can really know if you like it or not. And I think I judged creams a little bit too soon. And I feel like this is going to be the start of a new phase in my makeup journey where all of a sudden I want to buy creams and try creams. I'm just so impressed with how this looks. So let's go through these products real quickly. First up, the Blue Moon eyeshadow palette. I'm so impressed. Love these colors. Love this quality. This eye look looks amazing. I'm so happy that I got this one. Then the Soul Body bronzer. I thought this was gonna be too warm. I definitely have to try it out a little bit more. Look at it in different lighting and take a photo and everything. And after I've done all of that, I will definitely update you. It's warm, but I feel like it's buildable enough. I can apply it more sheer. I think I can work with this. And I think at least right now I like how this looks. I just have to be a little bit careful with it. I just have to try it a little bit more. But at least I really like the effect that it gives on the skin. And I thought it blended out pretty easily for a product that looked this dark. Then the Kiko All Over Stick in the shade 04. I actually really liked how this blended out. I thought it blended easily together with the bronzer. I think it's a really pretty pinky rosy tone. And I also really like the effect of this one. Then I also tried the blush by Laura Mercier. I think it's a really pretty pinky color. I definitely have to try it on its own, but I liked it so far. Of course, it's gonna look really shiny because I also have those cream products underneath. But I do like the sheen this one has on its own. And just the shade is really pretty. Then this Kiko lip stylo, Born to Shine lip stylo. I don't know about this just yet. It did look a little bit dry and crepey on my lips. But I'm gonna give this another shot because I know I like this formula. This color I'm just not too sure about just yet. Then the Colourpop Lippie pencil. Actually really like this one. I think it's a nice shade. I think it worked together well with the lipstick. I think this is gonna be so nice for more cooler toned lip looks. Didn't seem too creamy. It was easy enough to apply. I'm gonna see how long it's gonna wear. So far I really like it. So yeah, that was everything for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and then I will see you in my next one. Bye bye!